Good day, everyone. I am Erica Enreglo, and I will be presenting the Writing for Publication Research Report. Publishing research in peer reviewed journals is a fundamental component of academic and professional development. This chapter, titled Writing for Publication, offers a comprehensive guide to the publication process, providing detailed insights into journal selection, manuscript preparation, submission protocols, peer review procedures, and strategies for managing feedback and revisions. How to publish in a peer reviewed journal? First is choosing the right journal. The initial and arguably most critical step in the publication process is selecting an appropriate journal. This chapter emphasizes that identifying a target journal before writing your manuscript allows the researchers to tailor their work according to the journal's standards and audience. This strategic alignment increases the likelihood of acceptance and ensures the reaches its intended readership. To select the most suitable journal, researchers are encouraged to number one, conduct through desk research, consult with academic advisors, peers, and institutional librarians, evaluate each journal's scope, audience, and impact factor, and accessibility options. Understanding the journal submission format, editorial policies, and preferred topics is also essential. Journals may differ in whether they prioritize general interest content or discipline specific studies, and whether they cater to regional or international audiences. Next is preparing your manuscript. First is to follow the journal's author's guidelines, ensure your study has a clear research question, and use proper structure. Once your journal is selected, researchers must focus on developing a well structured and compelling manuscript. The writing process should be guided by the target journal's author guidelines, which typically outline specific requirements related to format, word count, referencing style, and article structure. The recommended structure includes title and abstract. This should be concise and reflective of the study's core contributions. It also includes the introduction. This establishes the research background. It also includes the methods. This describes the research design and data collection techniques. Results, which presents key findings, and discussion, which interprets the result. Authors should also focus on selecting effective keywords that enhance the visibility of their research. Keywords must be specific, reflect the central concepts of the study, and cater to terms researchers are likely to search for in databases. Third, third process is to submit your paper. In this process, you have to prepare a cover letter explaining the significance of your work and ensure that all the co authors have approved the final version. Submission involves more than uploading a manuscript. It requires careful preparation and attention to administrative and ethical considerations. Authors should draft a professional cover letter and familiarize themselves with the journal's submission system. Following submission, authors may be asked to provide supplemental materials such as datasets or disclosures depending on the journal's policies. Next slide. We define what is peer review. Peer review is the independent assessment of your research paper by experts in your field. The purpose of peer review is to evaluate the paper's quality and suitability for publication. So, peer review is an independent assessment of your research paper by experts in your field, as well as peer review also acts as a form of quality control for academic journals. It is a very useful source of feedback for you. The feedback can be used to improve your paper before it is published. So, at its best, peer review is a collaborative process where authors engage in a dialogue with peers in their field and receive constructive support to advance their work. Next is understanding the peer review process. So, peer review serves as a cornerstone of academic publishing, ensuring the credibility, accuracy, and scholarly value of the published work. The process generally involves the following stages. First is the editor's initial screening. Manuscripts are assessed for relevance, originality, and adherence to submission guidelines. Next is the reviewer assignment. In this, the experts in the field evaluate the methodology, analysis, and significance of the research. Next, next step is the reviewer feedback and decision. So, authors receive reviewer comments and a decision, which may include acceptance, minor or major revisions, or rejections. And lastly, revisiting and resubmitting. This addresses all reviewer comments systematically. It also provides a point by point response to justify the changes. So, this chapter encourages the authors to view peer review as a constructive and collaborative process. Feedback often highlights overlooked issues, improves the quality of your manuscript, and helps align it with disciplinary standards. Next, crafting abstracts. So, what is an abstract? An abstract is a few sentences that gives the main idea in an article or scientific paper. The abstract section of a research paper is the selling pitch of your article. Here are some ideas on what to focus on to achieve the purpose of an abstract in the research paper. It can be questions like what your research is about. This should describe the background and the rationale of your study. What methods have been used and what have you found out? Or the key findings and conclusions and implications of your research. So, writing an abstract is the first and often only part of a paper that many readers will read. As such, it should be clear, concise, which consists of 150 to 200 words, and should be engaging. So, here are the abstract checklist in case you forgot something. Questions may be asked like: have you clearly summarized the article? Have you included your keywords? Does it encourage researchers to read on? Does it fit within the word count? And is it easy to understand without any prior knowledge of the topic? Next is selecting keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are words that capture the essence of your paper. Keywords make your paper searchable and ensure that you can get more citation. To create relevant and effective keywords for your paper, first, think from the point of view of the reader. Second, keywords should ideally be phrases of 2 to 4 words. Third, include important variables. Fourth, consider the target audience. So, a sample research paper could be: exploring the relationship between exercise and cognitive function in older adults. So, in this title, the keywords are exercise, cognitive function, and older adults, which highlights the variables in the population studied. The inclusion of carefully selected keywords significantly enhances the discoverability of the paper in academic databases. Authors are advised to use 5 to 7 keywords that accurately represent the study scope and terminology used in the field. Next, dealing with rejections and revisions. So, handling rejection. So, how will you handle rejections? So, first, don't take it personally. Even top researchers face rejections. Acknowledge your emotion. Read editor and reviewer comments carefully. Consider submitting to another journal after revisions and reframe your rejections. So, rejections are a common and inevitable sub aspect of scholarly publishing. This chapter advises the researchers to approach rejection constructively, allow time to process the disappointment, but of course, thoroughly read and analyze the reviewer feedback and revise the manuscript based on the suggestions provided. So when revising, authors should respond to reviewer comments in a point-by-point format, clearly explaining the changes made and justifying any disagreements with evidence. Seeking feedback from colleagues before resubmission can also enhance the quality of the revised manuscript. So, next, how will you respond to revisions? First is to address each reviewer's comment thoroughly and professionally. Focus on the positive aspects of the feedback. Develop a revision plan. Make substantial revisions. Seek feedback from others and explore other options if necessary. If resubmission to the original journal is not possible or appropriate, researchers are encouraged to identify alternative journals that may be a better fit. So next, so these are the important points to remember to keep in mind if your research may be rejected or disapproved. So, first important point to remember is to have self compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding during the rejection process. Next, resilience. Stay persistent and don't let setbacks discourage you from pursuing your goals. And lastly, professionalism. Maintain a respectful and cautious tone when communicating with editors and reviewers. So, after the revisions and the feedbacks from your reviewers, the final submission and acceptance is now commencing. After revisions are completed and accepted by the journal, the manuscript enters the production stage. This includes copy editing, formatting, and final proofing prior to publication. At this point, authors may be asked to verify final proofs and submit any outstanding materials. So, in conclusion, writing for publication underscores that publishing in peer reviewed journals is a multifaceted endeavor requiring strategic planning, scholarly rigor, and emotional resilience. From journal selection and manuscript development to responding to reviewer feedback and final submission, each step is critical in achieving publication success. By following the guidance outlined in this chapter, which is writing for publication, Researchers can significantly improve their chances of disseminating their work effectively and contributing meaningfully to their academic field. That's all. I hope you learned something today. Thank you very much.